33 vertebrae. I'm back out here in the heart of nature, raising the frequency, bringing in awesome energy from the air, from the birds, from the water. You can see as above, so below. As above, so below. Yeah, from the water. Yeah, so we are bringing awesome energy. And because of that, let me talk about water. So, what's water? Water is life. That's what I was told growing up. Water is life. So I start with the water and always end in the water. Even from religious texts, you see they always use water to baptize, to become a new being. We begin with we always look at the water. The source of information, every type of information that comes in, comes from the water. When information was coming to this part of the universe or this part of the galaxy, it first came in through the water. The first beings, we are told the first beings, they started growing in the water. So water is always like everything. Your body is 72% water. The earth is 72% water. So that means all the elements making the universe, water is the most percentage. So water becomes the most critical element that you have around. So it's always available and it's around, it's one of the elements you can use to manifest and to come up with new ideas and come up with new solutions for Earth, for humanity, and the rest of the existence. Now, how can you use water to manifest? I always say speak to the water because the water listens. Water is not always the same every other time. Bruce Lee said you should be as fluid as water because when you put water into a container, it takes the shape of that container. And if you take it and put it in another container, it will now change and become the shape of that other container. So it's very fluid and it changes not only physically, the physical shape, but even the chemistry. Whatever this water is not the same as the water you have maybe in a cup in your house. This is very different kind of water. And it's one of the things that you should consider when you come up to a place. What kind of water do they have? Usually scientists, when they come to a new place or they go to a new planet, they first of all look for water. And when they get the water, they test the water to know how is that environment. Because water stores information. Water stores uh, a lot of things. It's even listening to me right now. Whatever I'm speaking into the water, it will become that. So one of the ways to use water is always speak to the water. We always pray before we take in food. That is the same thing you need to do when you're taking in water. Speak into the water, give it the information you want to give for it to take in and work with you. Because you know, all these elements are all working together for your better being, for your greater good. Yeah? So you always work with them like that. So water, that is one of the ways you can work with it. Always speak to the water. Since we're in the Aquarian age, we can use technology to help also in this. One of the things that I always like using is solfeggio frequencies. You know the frequencies? Huh? So they'll help raise the vibration, the frequency of an area. So what thing I always do around the water that I drink, I always play a solfeggio frequency for love. That is 432 Hz or 528 Hz. Because you want to vibrate at the frequency of love when you're creating. See, it's the new moon. It's all about creation. Yeah. So you want to vibrate in the frequency of love. Love is the frequency of creation. You want to work with the feminine. Water is also feminine. Not among the elements, water is one of the feminine elements that we have. And we use feminine in creation. So water is a good thing you can use here right now to create. In the other video, I was doing for manifestations, how to manifest using during the full moon. So one of the things that you should add into that list is now the water. Have some water always with you. Put it in the conditions that I've told you. Then speak the 11 things we mentioned in the other video, the ones that you wrote down, the things you're grateful for, and the things that you want to see manifested. Speak them into the water. Speak them into the water as you consume. I want to speak into this water right now. Antakaramashata entekeremeke. Ra unturo kolosoto raila inamaka. As above, so below. As within, so without. Blessings. So I've already sent the intention into the water. The water listens. It has listened to me here right now. So what you can do with the water, I remember in a scenario, we used to be told, go and dip yourself 7 times into the water. That's still a function of water. It's still the same thing. So you can dip yourself, you can drink it, you can go wash your hands and touch it. But water is a very powerful tool. Always use it in the right manner and it will work for you. Always believe, treat water well. Then one thing I also want to mention is that as you work with the water, also try and find ways of working with it, like saving it, managing it. That is still working with the water. You don't just want to have the water work things for you and you're not doing things to enhance its ability. So we need to keep the water places clean, safe, avoid pouring toxins into the water. You know, one thing we always say that we want to achieve world peace, we want to have peace in the world. Everybody speaks about that, but they're not really willing to work towards it. Because achieving world peace, the kind of things we see happening in the world, is a reflection of our inner selves, of who we are. That's what we are seeing happening all over the world, all over the world. So if you treat the water right, some of the things we'll not even be seeing right now. Like we've dumped a lot of wastages into the water for a very long time. We've poured oil into the water for a very long time. So these are kind of things that are reflected into our ways of life. We can't be at peace if the other elements are not in peace. That's what the message I'm getting from this water today. We can't be at peace if we can't keep the elements in peace. 33 variable. Be peaceful with the water. Approach the water with peace, and it will treat you the same. So the kind of life we'll be experiencing as a humanity is a reflection of what we are doing to the nature. You know, we always think that it's always somebody else's business to take care of nature. It's our business. Yeah? And you know, humanity are not the only species that needs this environment. Humanity can be wiped out of this planet, and the rest of existence will still go on without us. But the most damage that has been done to the existence is by humans. Yeah? Rarely do we see the birds doing it. They are always flying over water, but they don't pollute it. Instead, they add some awesome manure into the water. Yeah. So work with the water will work with you. Take care of the water. Participate in activities that clean up the water. For corporate guys, for corporate leaders, they're now this is now on you. Always have a program about the water. How are you helping in water restoration? How are you educating your staff? How are you participating in water restoration and stuff? Yeah, because this one comes into the corporate guys, because the corporate guys really are the ones who move the needle in terms of the transfer and resources of what should be done around the planet. This is a very important area for my corporate leaders, high frequency corporate leaders. This is one area you should really look at. Invest or donate in water restoration exercises, and it will work out for your business. Because if you cure the water, you're curing your business, you're curing the planet, you're curing ourselves. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting from this point here. Let's clean up the water, and the water will work for us. Gentlemen. as above, so below, as within, so without. Antakarama. Blessings.